I blame a whole lot of problems in modern dating on feminism. So hear me out when I say this.
Women hate the double standards. If you're gonna have multiple partners, then that means we are having multiple partners.
Well, I guess that's why this generation is messed up, because one side has to equal the other.
You know what I think is fucked about this generation? Is it seems like no one's really ready to commit to a relationship or dating. But they'll still end up flirting, making you feel special and loved, and then end up ghosting you like you were nothing.
Well, first of all, I feel like this generation is obviously terrified of commitment. I don't really want to say terrified. I want to say they just plain refuse to commit
Why do you think that is?
because they don't want to put in the work.
Life is easier today than it's ever been. Before, people had to get together to survive. People had to get married to survive.
Yes.
But now you can live your life and you don't need to get married. People are seeing that they do not need to commit
Yeah.
to get all the benefits of a relationship.
I think the things that were making us have to commit before are not really like big issues anymore.
Another issue is that people have people have way more access to a whole lot of people now than they have before.
We kind of have this don't care attitude quite a bit more than we had before as a people. Things like relationships and making it work in a relationship require you to do things outside of you just thinking about yourself. The things that are required in relationships, people are just not willing to do, like communication.
I have a very hot take,
Okay.
so bear with me. I blame a whole lot of problems in modern dating on feminism. So hear me out when I say this. Feminism has equaled the playing field. Women are more sexually liberated. Men have realized that we do not need to commit now
Yeah.
in order to get sex.
I think in many instances we do know that feminism did kind of do a few things it did not intend to do. Women hate the double standards, like how it was okay for men to have multiple relations, but it was not okay for women.
So it doesn't work because now you have your sexual liberation,
Yeah.
or what you lost in that is much greater. You lost men's commitment.
But that's the thing, like, what was marriage then? That's what they're fighting. Like, what was marriage? What was marriage if it meant that you were going to be unhappy? And I feel like this generation of people are just not willing to accept the things that were previously accepted, even if it means that they have to die alone. Because I feel like men are not learning from the situation.
Men have adapted quite well. Men have realized that, okay, since we don't need to commit to our sex, then we won't. People back in the day had things figured out. I don't understand why we're questioning these things. These people have had these things figured out. They went through this whole trial and error thing, and they've figured out a model that works best
Yeah.
for people in society. Women understood how men operate.
Yeah.
It's just now that women don't want to understand how men operate. They want men to understand how they operate, but they don't want to understand how men operate.
If you're going to have multiple partners, then that means we are having multiple partners.
Well, I guess that's why this generation is messed up, because one side has to equal the other.
If you know that, okay, this is what they are crying about, if we could perhaps fix this, then maybe, things would be better. Why are you guys not willing to work on those things? Why are you not willing?
At least we met you halfway. We gave you what you wanted, which was marriage, family, kids, stability. Men generally meet you halfway. Women want this liberation, sexual liberation, but they regret the consequences that come with that. Because now men have met you halfway. Okay, y'all want to be 50-50, cool.
Yeah.
Pay for the date. Oh, you want to be sexually liberated? Cool. I ain't got to commit to you. Oh, you want to do this? Cool. I ain't gonna...
So you saying that men are just never going to be really open to the thing of sexual liberation of women?
No, because it's just wrong.
So no matter what, no matter how we may,
women are trying to be men, and they can see that this life is not built for them. Most of them are on the force, especially these hardcore feminists that have adopted that identity.
Yeah.
I'm a feminist and I can do whatever a man can do, whatever.
Yeah.
But the women who have adopted that,
yeah.
try that for a bit, and then they realize that, no, this life is not for me. I don't want to be the provider. I don't want to sleep with multiple people. I just want to have one person. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. All these traditional things that they've thrown away, women
Yeah.
are starting to realize that no, these things are actually good, and we enjoyed that. Women wanting to be like men, that's the biggest problem.
I think a lot of it stems from that, even the not willingness to compromise and such things.
There's no meeting each other halfway, no. It's either my way or the highway. Both parties have.
Yeah.
So now that's why the streets is cold. This new term ghosting is a thing. People just don't even care about other people's feelings.
Yeah. Like,
Me, personally, I blame everything on feminism.
but I mean, ghosting is now it's an easier option than telling a person, no, I don't like A, B, and C about you.
Humans are lazy by design. They always choose the easiest path to anything. Because men have realized that the easiest path to sex is not committing.
Yeah.
And commit. But if you think about it, things are much worse now because now both parties are sleeping around, which
Yes.
doubles the rate of
Yeah.
diseases spreading. So things are just worse. You're trying to do
Yeah.
something, but you're just making things worse.
We're tired of it being a one-sided effort.
It's not. That's the problem that you guys have. It's not a one-sided effort. You see, this environment actually plays better to men.
Sadly, women don't actually
Y'all
do
just
that.
played
It's
yourself.
kind of crazy.
Y'all
It's
played
kind
yourself.
of crazy. I hated how women act like really it is in our character. We are able to have sexual relations with people without having feelings involved and things like
They're
that.
just fundamentally broken.
It-
Those that cannot broken. This generation is messed up. This generation is going through the most. We see it every day. People crying that the streets is cold.
Because people are just not willing to put in the work that comes with umjolo. I feel like that's the biggest problem.
But from a man's side, everything is good because you ain't got to put in the work to sleep
But
with anybody.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. As much as men act like all they want to do their whole lives is sleep around, that's not true.
A man can live this bachelor life until his late 40s, even 50s if he wants to. And then when he wants to settle down, he looks into the younger ladies there in their 30s who are already desperate, who want to settle down. So it's a lose. Like, women are just lost.
Yeah.
They'll try to solve a problem that didn't need to be solved, and look, that'll just make things worse.
But I think maybe men should listen and hear women saying that they're tired. We are tired. We don't want men.
Tired of the problems you caused.
We're tired of the problems that men give in committed relationships.
That will never change, unfortunately. It's a man's nature. We were built like that. And women understood that. So they were just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to let him do his thing. But as long as he respects me and my family and everything,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. That's the compromise that they made. And
Yeah.
the man was like, you know what? I'm going to respect my wife and my children.
But we just hate the disrespect from them hoes.
No, wait, let me finish. So I'm going to respect my wife and my children, but I'm going to give her everything that she wants. Now, in this day and age, a man doesn't even respect his wife. A man doesn't respect his kids. Because he would give all his...
Makes
he'd
his
give
side be no.
Yes, she'll give his whole salary to the side
Imagine.
while the family start. So y'all just made things a whole lot worse. People had things figured out. People had things figured out to the T. They knew what worked to the best that they could make it work.
And we rubbished everything.
And y'all just messed everything up.
Tricky one, this one. Yeah, very tricky one.
You guys let us know what you think about
Yeah.
this.
And do you perhaps think that we should bring back old traditions and the old way of doing things?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you for watching.
Check you out in the next video.
Bye.